What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard Gaming Reactions. This go around, I'll be looking at the 10 best places to visit in the UK. Now, next year, me and the wife actually plan on visiting the UK. After the we want to take and go. I want to go to the Isle of Man. I want to take and actually be there for as much of that as possible. Then I want to take and go through all of the UK, not just like. I know everybody keeps telling me, you got to see outside of London. And I plan on spending like a day or two at most in London because I want to see the rest of everything. Like, the rest of it. Like, I see a bunch of green land in y'all's pictures that y'all take and show me. And I want to see that. So, I want to see what this says about being the top 10 places to visit in the UK. And y'all let me know in the comments whether or not you actually agree with the assessment this right here. So before we go any further, like, subscribe, and notification bell. Now let's go ahead and get into it.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last few years exploring the United Kingdom, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my UK top 10.
Golly, that is absolutely gorgeous.
The United Kingdom is made up of the countries of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. If you want to go back in time and feel like you're in a fairy tale or a Harry Potter film, the UK is the place for you. It's easy to see why so many myths and legends were born here. It's one of the world's most enchanting places. Alright, so for our first location, we're going to go visit possibly the most iconic city in the world, London. I've traveled more to London than...
Okay, I'm going to say this, that I figured that would be a given. It's just, that's, even my wife, like I was taking and telling her, we're going to take and go see over there. She wants to see Scotland and Ireland. That's where my wife wants to go. Yeah, her idea is she wants to move over to Ireland so she can own sheep. And I'm like, well, you can own sheep everywhere in the UK, as my understanding, probably because there's a lot of farmland over there, a lot of greenery, a lot of pasture. I don't know how y'all's ownership stuff goes over there. But yeah, totally, you don't have to, there's a lot of green area over there. So, but she's like, I want to see England too, but, I want to go to Buckingham Palace. I'm like, see, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's more than just, because that's, anyways. So I knew this was going to be on the list. I knew this would be on the list. I think this is probably on any list of anybody makes of places you got to go if you're in the UK.
Any other international destination, I have to say it's my favorite city in the world, and I just keep coming back. Everything from the double-decker buses to the energy of Piccadilly Circus makes the city feel so alive. There's just so many places to see. You can check out the iconic Big Ben and walk across the bridge to see the Palace of Westminster. There's the Tower Bridge, which is possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stoic Guards at Buckingham Palace or take a ride on the London Eye. If you haven't already been to London, I'd highly recommend visiting when you can. It's hard to beat the London atmosphere. There's no city like it in the world. Alright, so after exploring London, we're going to make the 2-hour drive over to Stonehenge. Located in Wiltshire, England, lies one of the most famous man-made rock structures in the world. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Stonehenge, like what was its purpose and how was it made. Archaeologists believe it was constructed back between 3000 to 2000 BC. Stonehenge consists of a ring of rocks, each being around 13 feet high and weighing nearly 25 tons each. It's unclear what the exact purpose of Stonehenge was. It's believed that it was used as an astronomical observatory or a religious site. Either way,
here's my thing about Stonehenge, and it's funny because you got rocks, or you got those big stones placed on top of the other two stones, and multiple instances on there. So they always wonder, well, how do they make this or how do they make that? They didn't have something tells me they had some kind of block and pulley system. I just have a feeling. Now, whether or not is actually, I know it's not going to be block and pulley, but whether it was something similar that they had rigged up that, or they just, a lot of people died getting it set up. Either way, it probably wasn't easy.
Way, it sure makes you stop and think how people thousands of years ago were able to construct this. Alright, so after Stonehenge, we're gonna head on over to the Jurassic Coast. While you won't find any dinosaurs here, you might find some fossils on the beach. The Jurassic Coast is England's only natural World Heritage Site, and it's become popular with its white cliffs and picturesque beaches that are full of fossils formed over 65 million years ago. One of the most famous spots on the Jurassic Coast is Door. It's this limestone arch that goes straight into the ocean. There's a great beach there, and I just can't think of a better place to spend during the hot English summers. One of my favorite
That is absolutely beautiful.
spots on the Jurassic Coast is Old Harry's Rocks. Now, special thanks to my friend David Rule for providing this footage. He has an awesome Instagram and YouTube that I'll provide in the description below. I remember the first time I saw his picture of this place and I was just baffled by the scenery there. The Old Harry Rocks are these sea stacks that are made completely out of chalk that mark the end of the Jurassic Coast. In World War II, the stacks were used as target practice for pilots, so that's kind of crazy. I just love the combination of the green meadows with the white cliffs and the blue ocean. I mean, it's just hard to beat that scenery. Alright, so after the Jurassic
That white against that green against that white, that's quite the, oh my goodness, because that gives it such a different like quality of anything. It almost looked like a caricature, like of what you would see on the box of a puzzle. That's the kind of like contrast you get from. That's crazy.
Coast, we're going to head up north to visit the country of Wales. Now, Wales is located in the southwest part of Great Britain. It's famous for its mountainous national parks, picturesque coastline, and distinct Welsh language. One of the most scenic places in Wales is the Snowdonia National Park. It's a region in northwest Wales that is known for its mountains and lakes. The highest peak in Wales, Mount Snowdon, is located in the park with an elevation of 10,085 meters. You can hike on up there, or you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway to the top. If you're lucky, you might be able to see Ireland across the sea. Alright, so after Wales, we're going to head to the Isle of Man. Now, located in the Irish Sea, right between England and Ireland, lies a rugged island known for its rural landscapes and medieval castles.
Again, just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
While it's technically not part of the United Kingdom, it has status of crown dependency, and the UK is responsible for its defense and external relations. The Isle of Man has had an interesting history. Humans have lived on it since 6500 BC, and in the 19th century it was ruled by Norway, but in 1266 the island became part of Scotland, and now it is a self-governing isle. An interesting place on the Isle of Man is Peel Castle. It was constructed by Vikings in the 11th century and just sits right on the ocean. I mean, it's a pretty cool castle if you ask me. Alright, so after the Isle of Man,
It's funny because it's not a very big island. I know that. I mean, that's where the TT is run and everything. My understanding is, it's a good bit of financial stuff goes on there and everything like that. But the fact that my understanding of the history, like you said, Vikings, if not mistaken, like there's been pirates that come from there and stuff like it's or pirates will stop through there. It just seems like it's been a waypoint for a lot of different stuff that's happened throughout history. And it's such a small place. That's not something you would associate to have, such a. That's pretty cool. Norway had it at one, like, no, really, wow. It's an odd spot for Norway to have, to be honest with you, because you wouldn't, at least just looking at where it's located, it seems like it'd be an odd place for them to control. That's.
We're going to head across the sea to visit Northern Ireland. Now, Ireland is full of just beautiful scenery, dramatic coastal cliffs, and countless castles. Back in 1921, Ireland was split into Northern and Southern Ireland as a result of the Government of Ireland Act of 1920. While Southern Ireland became a free Irish state, Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom. The capital of Northern Ireland is the city of Belfast, which is the birthplace of the Titanic ship. One of the most iconic places in Northern Ireland is the Dark Hedges. It's this road lined with beech trees. Planted in the 18th century, it was used as a filming location for the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already Rope Bridge or see the
Wait.
for the Game of Thrones. On the northern
I don't mind rope bridges. That's kind of a whoop. I guess at least there's water at the bottom of that. Over here we have rope bridges that span in between like two mountains and stuff like that, which looking down can be a little bit hairy. You're not the best thing to be trying to rock them things, or ooh, look, makes me want to hurt people. Just like stop it, throw them over. So it's like I said, I'm not afraid of heights. I don't like the sensation of falling, and it's that sudden stop at the bottom that gets you. So, yeah, that's pretty cool to me. Just the fact that that's an area of interest seems like a pretty interesting place to be having a rope bridge.
Coast, you can check out the Carrick Already rope bridge or see the basalt columns at the Giant's Causeway. I mean, there's just so much history and beauty in Ireland, and it just makes me want to go there and explore. Alright, so for our next location, we're going to head to Scotland to visit the Isle of Skye. This is probably my all-time favorite place in the UK. You literally feel like you're in a fairy tale when you visit there. I was lucky enough to go to the Isle of Skye last summer, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh. One of the most impressive places in the Isle of Skye is the Old Manastor. It's one of my all-time favorite rock formations. I felt like I was on the set of Game of Thrones when I was there. Now,
about to say, it's got a very Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings-esque type look to it.
to get to the Old Manastor, it's about a 4-kilometer hike. You'll walk through some conservation gates and you'll reach the famous rock pinnacles. I went for sunrise and sunset, and both occasions were breathtaking. When I was there was just like crows flying around the rock, and there were some sheep running around. I mean, it was just a magical place. So the legend of the Old Manastor is supposedly a giant lived there a long time ago, and when he was buried, his thumb was left sticking out of the ground. When you go there, it's easy to see why it's one of the world's most iconic rock formations. It's one of my all-time favorite places, and I recommend everyone to see it at least once in their life. Just a few minutes away from the Old Manastor, there is a breathtaking waterfall called Meout Falls that cascades down to the ocean. There's a nice viewpoint where you can look at the waterfall. The surrounding sea cliffs in the area are also stunning. One of the most famous is Kilt Rock, which are right by Meout Falls. I mean, it's just such a cool area.
That's so pretty. That's one that greenery back there that you see in the back, that's one of the reasons why so badly I want to take and go to the UK, because we have green space here. But the tendency here is to take and have the suburban jungle and just let it extend as far as possible. Then you take and get some greenery and you get your farmland and stuff like that. But even scattered in between that, you get industrial, like, just bleh. And between the green, how beautiful it is over there, between that and the history over there, that's the reason why that's one of the reasons why so badly I want to go. Like, if there's any way I can swing it to make it over there for a week or two this year, once y'all can get stuff lifted over there, I might try to swing that. But I most definitely next year I will be over there for a nice extended visit.
There aren't many waterfalls that fall straight into the ocean. If you're looking to find some fairies, you may want to check out the fairy pools. There are these picturesque blue pools that lie at the base of the Black Colons. When I was there were so many midges, I didn't dare get close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray. If you want to do a beautiful hike, I'd also recommend visiting the Corang. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the Isle of Skye. You feel like you're walking on a giant golf course. I found this crazy vantage point to get a good 360 view of the whole area. Alright, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the nearby Eileen Donan Castle. If you're driving to the Isle of Skye, you will drive right by this. It's one of my favorite castles in the UK, situated on a small tidal island at the point where the three great sea locks meet. The castle was built in the 13th century. I'm so mad at myself I didn't visit the castle when I was
watching videos like this. It makes you visit. Heck, that makes you want to pack stuff and just go. That's absolutely just. I don't think travel magazines could do a better job at taking and actually capturing the beauty of somewhere. Like, that's absolutely stunning.
I was there, I wasn't able to check it out. That's one of my biggest regrets of when I visited the UK, so don't make the same mistake I made. Alright, so after Castle, we're going to head over to one of Scotland's most iconic locations, The Glenfinnan Viaduct is located at the top of Loch Shiel in the West Highlands of Scotland. It was completed around 1898. This may look familiar because it was featured in the Harry Potter films. When I was there, I wanted to get close to the bridge, so I walked underneath it. I was just shook by how big it actually was.
That's massive, yo. Like, whoop. That's...
hiked to the top to get a good vantage point so I could see the famous train go across the viaduct. Just really reminds you of those Harry Potter movies. Alright, so after Glenfinnan, we're going to head over to Edinburgh. Now, if you want to go back in time, Edinburgh is a must. It's where J.K. Rowling wrote her Harry Potter novels. When I started traveling, this was one of the first cities I visited. It's a medieval old town with intricate neoclassical buildings, cobblestone streets, and beautiful gardens. The iconic...
Say, that whole handstand that he's doing, so I'm too fat. I'd be done... broke my neck because I tried that and fell, and not a good idea for people like me to do stuff like that. Glad somebody else has that kind of upper body strength though. But I've always wanted to travel. I've just never been very smart with money. As you get older, it kind of necessitates you get smart with money, at least smarter with money. So this is one of the reasons why we're wanting to take and visit is, number one, we're getting to the, we've been managing money just a little bit better than normal, than whenever we were younger and stuff like that. Seeing stuff like that, being able to take it, that makes me very envious because, like I said, I've always wanted to travel. Now, I travel with the United States Coast Guard. I've seen Jamaica twice. Well, I didn't travel all that much. I've seen Jamaica twice, and I've seen Guantanamo Bay, Cuba more times than I care to count. I've seen Haiti, in the distance. I say in the distance, you can see houses, houses and stuff, or huts and stuff like that. I say huts, 10 huts. I feel sorry for the folks over there. I really do. But so I've seen some places outside of the United States. But going over it, I've always wanted to do that. So yeah, definitely. And dude that took and did this video, he did a jam up job. That's for sure.
Edinburgh Castle overlooks the city and is home to Scotland's crown jewels. When I was there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was Calton Hill. It offers a beautiful view of the whole entire city. While we're still in Edinburgh, we're going to head over to Arthur's Seat. Now, Arthur's Seat is located in Holyrood Park, and it's a short walk from Edinburgh Centre. Arthur's Seat is an extinct volcano with an elevation of 823 feet. When I was there, I wanted to get as high as I could so I could see all of Edinburgh. I made a hike up and I reached the top. It was just so windy when I was there, nearly blew me over. After I hiked to the top, I had a good time just hiking around Holyrood Park and enjoying the views of one of UK's most iconic cities. Alright, well that is it for my United Kingdom top 10.
Alright, there we have it. Top 10 places to visit the UK. Now, if you disagree with these, let me know in the comments. I want to know because I'm just taking a look at somebody else's perspective. And yes, I do understand it. Whoever's in the comments y'all just taking your copying. I'm not trying to copy it. I do take a note that other people have looked at this. Squirrel and JT Reacts mainly. Yes, I am taking a name dropping. I do know Squirrel. Don't know JT, even though I've reached out to him because I'd love to have him on for an interview because the different types of content he's had before his channel really started picking up some steam. He seems like a really cool cat. But they've both looked at this previously. Now, I've taken a whole different tack for the most part, but this is still something that I've been wanting to look at. It's just I don't like too much overlap, too quickly. That's my thing. But this is something I've been wanting to look at because just diving into this and having y'all in the comments taking and commenting about, I'm from here or I'm from here. You have to check out here. You have to come visit over here whenever you come over. I love that. And I've tried taking and, looking at different places that y'all have, and some of y'all have sent pictures, and God, the pictures. I've shown my wife more than a couple pictures that have been sent of y'all's where y'all live at, and she's like, "Oh my God, we just need to move. We just need to move." I'm like, "What? Calm down. the reason why you go visit first, or you do location scouting. See, that's how that works. But it's just, so I've seen a lot of pictures of where we are at. Even Pete taking and showing me his part, around where he lives at in Wales, there in Trellick. So I've seen, and I've got two more videos coming up that y'all are going to see as well, of people that have taken a video. One might be super long, or it might be broken up to a couple different pieces, but at least two videos of places, that people have done that I'm gonna be taking looks at. So, but it's just between, even with all that, I've been wanting to take a look at this because you always want to see somebody else's perspective, especially somebody that might have traveled. And clearly, he's traveled a little bit. I don't know how big of like tourist traps or tourist places these are. So if you want to comment that as well, feel free to. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Whether or not you agree with his assessment on these as being must see places over in the UK. Um, I'm saying this right now though, just from seeing this picture right here on the screen. Yeah, I want to take and see that because that looks absolutely gorgeous. So at least that one spot I want to see. So that being said, y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.